Yo yanaja fo yamana kwaba zaba no kɔrewe dwumedi yenyim asama wabada ho often oye yenmaame former Maslog executive director Sedinam Tamakloe'S under the MPP as well administration obolu for offer dwum ni katasehye mosra kwan fi oye court ho de orokwa brochir akasa no ho yarba na wamba bi omunen mande wa extraditing oye US aban dina bodu oman Ghana mu na odine bodu ya bibia won yenhye den hunim onam do modom kuma wo bisa ho asam onon no dwumedi na yedzebro yenko na yenkati the oye minority in a civil society demand the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe'S from the government yanko na yankoti.
And in this particular case, since you want to talk about this, is that it's not going from what we are seeing and the pattern that I've established to you, protecting NDC people and persecuting political opponents. This matter here is going to just be one of those things that, because this is not an isolated case. I'm establishing a pattern of behavior that goes against why people voted for the NDC to fight corruption. Now they have come, people in their corner, they are shielding those from corruption.
You wanted her back in Ghana. She's back in Ghana.
You are not. The point is that, and I made a point to you that we started a process to bring her back. The NDC didn't bring her back, so they are not even interested in prosecuting or seeing her to.
But the current Attorney General was quite clear that he had initiated the process of her extradition.
This well, I just challenge you, maybe you can call him, to show us evidence of letters that he has written to that effect. The process to bring her back was started under the New Patriotic Party. That's one is factual. If you tell us, if you give us contrary evidence, and in this,
the MPP National Communications Director Ora Richard Ahiagba Uninia of Richard Ahiagba all demand the whereabouts the Sedinam Tamakloe'S Bira United States government extraditing Zenaba Ghana ha o Sunday nana adudankwa akufado abanenen wazeno kojina courts ma oya oman Ghana asenzibia buonofo the new jumedza wezi wa man Ghana aboka katasese dwum ni kankan bi sikasem bi ankoye wonne abredo bra na oye Maslog penyin sikasem wantutu ni ye ne da menti court buono for the onkade fiadi in fipopol du na bro kodo abrochosre kwan ma court ma no kwan de onam do so yer okwahwehwe na apom di wonsam hu no sada osane chiba na wamba nenen oye court training obuono for oye kanofura tanso anna nana adodankwa akufado o survey as for to sanford zama Ghana onu so mpompo yereka sei oso kwon kwa abrochi oso yer papan treha odene ho akanwura onye na adwe na obaba na nkuntebu osade obobu Ghana fo in some osade ye bisa nenen and the minority is demanding the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe'S from the government. And for this, the bitter truth, the minority, the MPP members, and civil society, Ghanaian citizens are demanding the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe'S. The bitter truth would like to place on record that we are in full support. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's government has responsibility towards the citizens of this country. Obia, who is supposed, who has been taken through the legal system, and a judgment has gone against him to serve prison term for 10 years. Now she was at large, and thankfully she has been extradited back into the country. For her to go through her sentence, to serve her prison sentence, Nayan Shadara, the citizen doesn't really know her whereabouts. So if the minority is making a demand of Sedinam Tamakloe'S whereabouts, the bitter truth would also like to add our voice, place on record that indeed it is a legitimate demand being placed on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's government. If civil society, if the minority, MPP members, Ghanaians are asking whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe, the bitter truth would like to add our voice that yes, it is a legitimate call. Good governance demand that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama must tell Ghanaians the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe Ationu, because our judicial system has sentenced her to 10-year prison sentence. She is supposed to be serving her sentence. Now let's listen to the MPP National Communications Director in the person of Richard Ahiagba.
And so when you see what is happening in Sedinam's case, the application for appeal and all of that, when you have been convicted in 2024 and you are aware of it, you didn't come to this country voluntarily. You were having to have been extradited by force to come back. And then suddenly when you showed up, as if you just discovered that you've been convicted in absentia and you're applying for appeal. And of course, there is evidence suggesting that even before she came to Ghana, through her lawyer, she made move to file this appeal before she came to Ghana, when she was still a fugitive from justice. She was sitting in America and starting the process of appeal. So what you are seeing here is that an NDC government that is not interested, okay, in fighting corruption, and in this particular case, since you want to talk about this, is that it's not going, from what we are seeing, and the pattern that I've established to you, protecting NDC people and persecuting political opponents, this matter here is going to just be one of those things they'll be tossing and going up and down, and she will just be let off the hook.
You ever heard Richard Ahiagba, the communication director for the opposition New Patriotic Elephant Party, making a strong case, demand on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama NDC-led government to tell Ghanaians the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe and the bitter truth civil society's demand, citizens' demand on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama led NDC administration to tell Ghanaians the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe Ationu is a legitimate call that this platform, the bitter truth, we are also adding our voice to. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, let it not be that what Richard Ahiagba, the accusation is leveling against your government, that look, you seems to be operating two systems, one for the members belonging to the NDC government and another for the opposition members. If it is about the opposition members, they are taken through the legal, the judicial system. If it's about the NDC, they are protected, they are shielded. You develop lukewarm attitude towards. Let it not be so. Onensi Zayare Kanyide, truth is bitter. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you promised transparent governance to the people of Ghana. You promise good governance to the citizens of Ghana, and to some extent, Ghanaians seems to be enjoying some level of good governance as far as your governance is concerned. And the bitter truth will urge you to continue in that direction. It is important that you pass the government spokesperson, the communications minister, Felix Kwachiofosu, to tell Ghanaians a transparent governance is very, very important. And it will be a plus for this country. It will be a plus for His Excellency Mahama-led, NDC-led government, that he would be candidates to let the citizens know the whereabouts of Sedinam, Tamakloe'S, after the United States government extradited her back into the country. You informed the country, the citizens, that yes, she has arrived, but Ghanaian citizens, the ordinary citizens, want to know her whereabouts, her states. This is what the bitter truth. We are also adding our voice to the call by minority, by the MPP members, by civil society, by Ghanaian citizens. Ghanaians deserve to know the location, the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamaklo, whether she's in prison custody, 10-year jail sentence. This is the bitter truth. Truths must be told. Let truths be told. Remember, the show you are watching is the bitter truth.
What I was trying to say is that this matter is of interest to every Ghanaian, especially in the wake of, the stories around our good father who abandoned us kind of forever and is seeking greener pastures in the States. And I think that is important that once we have those arrangements where Sedinam, Madam Sedinam Tamaklo, was successfully repatriated to Ghana or extradited to Ghana, it is only fair that we get to know about her whereabouts, next steps. Very important. We are not saying we want to see her. I don't think it's even fair to say that you want to see the person. We don't need that. But frankly, it's important that there's some clarity.
Don't you trust government? Government says that she's in police and prison custody. At least that's what government spokesperson tell us. Immediately we got the news that she's in the country, we heard government spokesperson Felix Kwachiofosu tell us that indeed she's in police and prison custody. Is it the case that you do not trust him?
Oh, do you know the prison? Do you know the prison? Do you know where it's being held? You don't know, right? I also don't know. And you see, I think it's important that we are told exactly what steps there are. She's going to serve a sentence. If there are any issues that have to be dealt with, we just get to know.
But why do you want to know which exact prison? Why do you want to know the exact prison? What difference will it make?
Okay, you see, already there are doubts. I mean, there are questions being asked by members of the opposition, and even other Ghanaians are asking questions. Okay, where is Madam Sedinam Tamaklo? It is important that at least these questions are answered. And I don't think it is wrong for anybody to ask to see, if you like, even to see the body or see where he is or she is. It's important. You know, it's not as if she's committed some high treason that we need to keep her away from human beings. I get my point. I mean, it may be a criminal case, but of course, she's still human, right? So it's important that certain rights are accorded and all of that. At least it is important that we know. But because of the nature of the case and then the case we are trying to deal with, in the case of Ken. So it is important. You may think it sounds like a political equalization. That is important. If we don't get this one fixed, we can't fix that of Ken. Already Ken has run away, you know. So if we want to get him back, we need to be sure that whoever has been brought back is actually being treated well. Because I'm sure Ken and his lawyers will still make references to what has happened to Madam Tamaklo. you never know. So it's important that we get to know. That's all there is. And in this case, I only put up a question in the morning when I had some people also ask questions. I said, okay, so where is Madam Sedinam Tamakloe? 5 hours later, someone in government sent me a message and says, okay, she's under house arrest and she's unwell. I said, okay, well, if she's unwell, probably we should know what exactly is the ailment. Also the people are saying, these are private issues, we don't need to know. Look, there are many prisoners in cells in Ghana who are in wheelchairs. There are so many of them who are sick. And probably we know all of that. I'm not saying we should put Madam Sedinam Tamakloe's house, placard all over the world, but at least if it is the case, let us know. What else?
I think you have heard what the Imani Africa president, Franklin Kujo, is also saying on behalf of the civil societies. Mercy, for good governance, for the sake of good governance, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who is at the moment currently enjoying some level of love on the part of the citizen because of how he's handling governance, it will be to his own interest, the interest of the NDC party, the NDC government, that what the citizens are asking to know the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe'S. Good governance will require there on Mampinin John Dramani Mahama. Now banning a month for Ghana for to some level of extending and wenenyaji a ban na mambunu hunen za oya Ghana for reka it's mama for rekan de Madam Sedinam Tamakloe was na ban onam the court ebwanu for there onko fiazi nonko sum infidu nonko sabochi non pedoba na wa extradite was na bodo man Ghana mu bibio wonen oye amambu papa enyidziwo ho dzema etimamfo da banidzi ebu nyinyi dzema Ghana fo osane Ghana fo na wodze amambu tumnen zashe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni NDC amayokune sananen za wori bi sananen ofata oyenyizi dzema etimamfo ne de aban bachre bebi pochia Sedinam Tamakloe ationu owo sisiara so de fiaza amagana fuhu sabibi nti onde fiaza so amagana fuhu iyi na mamwa ibu nyinyizi no kwarbata hunenen osede odzema etimamofo nti osofo kasama aban oya owura pachi Felix Ofosu omampanyin John Dramani Mahama na nabedechi obinfo nyane maame na jeno bukwa jaman wabashe ma osofo kasama abanenen odzi nkomo baba batu Ghana fu enyim bibia Sedinam Tamakloe'S owo iyinyi amambu papa dambo shey na John Dramani Mahama on the Ghana fu bra no kwa probon si oza mambu a oye kuranji onfa nyama ankatakata nzamado no numu bada ho kwanje amati mamafone amamu biro rubunin obadem oze kana botodo onye Ghana fo batwe nkomo ma we hu za oreye nti some people fo orbisa Sedinam Tamakloe bibiowa wozeka wozibisa civil society wo bisa wozeka wozibisa Ghana fo bisa oninti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dembre wa ba no bade odi transparent governance amamwa no moda ho kranje ozenyi zibama etimamfo nenen omma kwache fosu onyi Ghana fo makasa kaide dwumezi arehwane ya nokoro wi dwumezi mpanyefo se nokoro wewe oyawin na kaya kana wana baka nokoro wi ya baka yankote oye Kofi Bento.
This is about Sedinam Tamakloe. Okay. Listen, I'm clear in my mind that there was no intention
to bring Sedinam Tamakloe back, except for the reason that it was an impediment in their prosecution against Ken Ofori-Atta. Because all of us said that if you have Sedinam Tamakloe, who has been tried, convicted, and has escaped justice, is a fugitive. Okay, if you have that person, and you are comparing that person to somebody who has not been charged, not been tried when he could have been tried, you have put out 78 charges, which are weak charges against that person, and you are asking for that person to be extradited. There's no way it will happen. When I said it, people came at me and said I was defending Ken, whatever it is. Everything I said has come to pass. Today, Ken is still outside there. He's not coming here. Some of the things I said were actually in the judgment, that it looks like this thing is political. My point is this: Sedinam was an impediment in continuing the prosecution of Ken Ofori-Atta, and so they had to deal with that. How? Because of what I just said. At one, you have two cases. One person has been tried, has been convicted, has escaped justice, and is in the same US, and you are not talking about it. Another person has been accused, has not been even charged. He doesn't know what he's supposed to answer to. He has not been tried when you could have tried him. He has not been convicted, and a trial can lead to a conviction or an acquittal. Okay, there is nothing that gives you a reasonable legal basis to ask for another government to bring that person down when Sedinam is sitting there. So I have made my point and I stick with it. Sedinam was an impediment in the prosecution of Ken Ofori-Atta. Because of that, they had to go back and do the right thing by bringing Sedinam. They have brought her. That's the proper thing. Now proceed and do justice. This is about Sedinam Tamakloe.
At what's Oye Kofi Bentel Oraka, and this platform, the bitter truth, that is truth. To some extent, you may be tempted to agree with him, and we are saying that all that Ghanaian citizens are demanding of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Professor Jenana Opoku Ajiman, NDC-led administration, who promised transparent governance to the good people of this country, who promised that in their governance they will respect, they will accord the citizens the respect that is required, that will build our democracy. They are asking of the whereabouts of Sedinam Tamakloe, who has been convicted by competent court of jurisdiction to serve a 10-year jail term. Now that she has been extradited into this country, let the actions of government, let the transparent actions of government, as His Excellency Mahama promised the people, reflects that. Let the people know where about of Sedinam Tamakloe, so that the confidence that the citizens repose in John Dramani Mahama, Professor Jenana Opoku, NDC-led administration for his second term will be deepened, will be rooted. This is what the bitter truth is talking about. I mean, look, that is the truth. That is the reality. Remember, the show you are watching is the bitter truth. The citizens deserve the right to demand accountability. We ought to be a society that will press home hard accountability of government, of societies, of institutions, of individuals. That is what we ought to do in order to grow and nurture the young democracy of this country, as we all strive to build this country. Remember, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said we should not be spectators but citizens. Join the bitter truth to be citizens. We are watching keenly. Our ears are wide open, our eyes are wide open. We are watching His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I think this is the time that the traditional media, the social media, needs to put pressure on this government to come and demonstrate that promise that he made, the transparent governance, the transparent leadership promise that he made to the good people of this country will come to bear as far as the location of Sedinam Tamakloe is concerned after she was extradited into the country. Yes, government announced her arrival into the country, but the citizens want to know further her location as to whether she has started serving her jail term. Remember, this is the bitter truth. If today is the first time that you are watching the bitter truth on Ghana Bad News YouTube channel or our Facebook channel, kindly subscribe to the Ghana Bad News YouTube channel, like our Facebook channel, feel free share to reach others, and drop your opinion, your views in the comment section. Let's hear from you. It is the bitter truth. Truth is bitter, it must be told. Thank you for using your data and time to watch the bitter truth. We say may God protect and bless you and keep you out of trouble till we come your way with another unadulterated, authentic bitter truth. Remember, truth is bitter, it must be told. If we want to build this country, we must be truthful to one another, and this is what this platform seeks to do. Thank you for using your data to watch the show. We say goodbye.